Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Lubomir Yankov, WISR Investor Relations, and I'll be your host today. As you know, the purpose of today's meeting is to introduce the company's new executive leadership team and to give you the opportunity to hear directly from them about WISR's direction and priorities. Joining us today are Ivaylo Slavov, Chief Executive Officer, Torsten Wegener, Managing Director, Martin Milanov, Chief Financial Officer.
Good morning.
And Kosta Jordanov, Founder and Board Member. A quick note before we begin, we have a 30-minute slot today, so we'll keep all remarks brief and focused and reserve approximately 10 minutes for the Q&A session at the end. More detailed discussion with additional information, including guidance for the year, will be provided during the earnings call in early March. In the interest of time, we kindly ask each participant to limit themselves to a maximum of 2 questions. Questions can be submitted via the Q&A feature by raising your hand to ask directly or through the YouTube live stream chat. And with that announcement, I'll now hand it over to Kosta, who will start.
Thank you, Lubo, and thank you all for joining us today. I will start by sharing a few words about the leadership transition at WISR before I hand it over to Ivo and Torsten and Martin to introduce themselves and to speak about our vision and plans for the future. At our last earnings call, we spoke about the long-term plan of WISR, which was announced back in 2023. And that in 2025, we completed the first hyper-growth phase of this plan. And in this first phase, in 3 years, we grew the revenues from 2.6 million in 2023 to 39 million in 2025. Pretty amazing run, combining acquisitions and organic growth. Now is the time to enter the second phase of our plan and to shift focus to operational excellence, to efficiency, to organizational maturity, as we march more gradually and more sustainably towards the 100 billion euro mark. And maximum efficiency in this next phase requires certain management style and certain experience, which is the reason for the rotation of responsibilities among the existing board members of WISR. As you know, earlier this week, I stepped down as CEO, and Ivo and Torsten stepped in to take the lead in the company. Both of them have vast experience managing successful IT service companies at scale. Both of them have built and run their own IT service companies to well over 1,000 people. Both of them have been executives and part of the executive teams of some of the largest and most successful service companies in the world. And over the past year, as board members of WISR, both of them had the opportunity to get to know the business, get to know the team, and to prepare to take the lead. With Ivo and Torsten and Martin, the company is in very, very strong leadership hands that will lead us forward on this WISR journey, a journey to build a European IT services champion. I remain a board member. As such, I will continue to drive further M&A. I look forward to working with the new executive team and looking forward to continue contributing to the success of WISR. And with that, I will hand it over to Ivo.
Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, short introduction to myself, Ivaylo Slavov. 2 halves of my professional career. First half, corporate life, where I spent something like 15 years in companies like Unisys, Microsoft, and Agilon Consulting /Adecco/HP, DXC, etc., where I was heading, starting from consulting and coming up to become a CEO of those type of companies, and this was a very successful tenure, the first 15 years. Then in 2010, went to the entrepreneurship, so to say, where I spent the next 15 years so far. In these 15 years, we mark with the setup of a company which was named Bullpros, today digital, on the Bulgarian market, which became one of the largest players in the market. And we sold this company to private equity after merging with the German partner in 2021. And since the beginning of, or middle of 23, when I left my last operational CEO position, I spent some time building further companies. Today, I'm chairman and CEO of a company called Elevate, which is working in the field of flexible workforce management solutions. And I spent part of my time to support Kosta and the colleagues as member of the board of WISR to build one AI tech-enabled and AI-driven company in the field of software development, IT services, DevOps, etc. It was a big pleasure and a big challenge and very interesting for me to observe the development of the company in the last 18 months and also to support very actively from my board position many of those developments. And when Kosta came to us with Torsten with the idea to get in and to support the next phase of development, I think we was looking us in the eyes and we said that maybe this is a very, very good idea. And now we have instead of having one person in charge, we have a trio where Kosta is driving the investor relations, the M&A and all these activities. And Torsten and myself are splitting the operational responsibilities among ourselves. That's in short. Maybe Torsten.
Okay, thanks, Ivo. Hello, everybody. I am Torsten Wegener, Hamburg-based in Germany, an entrepreneur at heart with more than 30 years of experience in building and scaling businesses in the IT services and digital solution space. So I founded my own companies early in my career. So in the first one in the early 1990s, and took them through every stage. So from founding them, growing them organically and inorganically, and ultimately leading these to successful exits as well. After those ventures, I transitioned into leadership, executive leadership roles at major international players. And the one that I liked most, by the way, was Cognizant. I think well known, so where I really learned about what it means to be at scale. Most recently, I served as a member of the executive board at Adesso SE, so a public, or I would say the largest public, but Germany-born IT services provider in Germany still. And I led the strategic initiatives across data, AI, cloud, and platform ecosystems. So, and I'm super proud so that we managed to double revenue from 500 million to over 1 billion in just 3 years. So it was a growth engine as well, and expanded globally to more than 10,000 employees. And I mean, and fared well in terms of growing our digital ecosystem, as well as all business around many platforms like SAP, Microsoft, Salesforce, and custom development. So today, I'm still deeply involved in tech and services landscape. So, and in addition to selected advisory engagement, as Ivo was mentioning, and Kosta, so I so far also served as an independent board member at WISR. And right now, so I really look forward to driving and supporting WISR's strategic growth and operational development together with Ivo and bring it to the next level. So I think that's some kind of, so I'm highly motivated to do so, and we will do it. Over to Martin.
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure meeting you all. My name is Martin Milanov. My background is in finance, and I was fortunate enough to be part of the successful growth journey at one of the most prominent companies in our region. These are being Telerik and more recently Kels Group, where especially at Kels, I as a CFO managed to be part of the management team where we increased the EBITDA 6 times before me leaving the company. And a few words about my passion. I'm very passionate about financial planning and analysis, and basically laser sharp focus on the efficiency and the granularity of data. And this is what I'm looking forward to implementing a scale here together with the management team and the rest of the company.
Thank you all. Now we are moving on to our Q&A session and waiting for your questions.
Gentlemen, good day. May I ask you please to explain us a little more details about your new transition in operational excellence model, maybe your product development or whatever plans you have for the coming year, maybe, and your development as a shareholding company. Are you looking at double listing with European stock exchanges and these kind of plans? Operational, product-wise, development plans, R&D, and shareholding development directions you are looking at for the coming year or several years ahead. Thank you very much.
Maybe I will take first, but before that, maybe Kosta, if I can transfer it to you to say a couple of words about dual listing, and then I will go to the operational excellence and organization. This will be kind of the right order. Therefore, Kosta, you can step in on that topic, and then I will step in on the, let's say, day-by-day topics, because under us three, you're the one who gets to drive us on this journey.
Sounds good. There is no change in our longer-term plan, which includes also dual listing to a second stock exchange in Europe. Actually, as a matter of fact, this transition is a step in this direction as well, especially with Torsten on board, who was part of the largest IT service company listed on the Frankfurt Stock Exchange. So this comes with a lot of experience, and we continue to have this as one of the strategic paths for the company. We do feel we need to, and again, this back to our plan that we announced in 2023, we do feel that we need to do some progress in the second phase of our evolution as a company before we are ready to take this strategic step. But it is on the roadmap, and we're gradually making steps in this direction. Over to you, Ivo and Torsten, to maybe talk a little bit more about the strategy moving forward.
I mean, talking operational excellence and strategy, the company is on the way to become a significant player in a couple of areas where we have to work on and we have to develop jointly with the management team and with the people in the company. The first and most important thing is, as all of you know, that the artificial intelligence is changing the landscape of the way how software will be produced, how R&D will be built, and how things will develop in that area. And we are moving from the situation where we are creating a lot of code to a situation where AI is doing this big portion of it. And we are shifting towards more to the phase of having great business analysts, having great people with industry knowledge, having great subject matter experts which understand how to create competitive advantage for the companies, and then some translators and some people which can manage how to work with AI. This means one of the biggest transition in companies like WISR and Ivaylo specifically will be our bold move of building software for our clients with the real support of AI tools, instruments, and everything related to that. What means that in concrete, there is a concept which is called AI Factory in WISR, which gives us the baseline and the underlying combination of existing AI instruments and algorithms created by our R&D guys, which are helping us to boost the development of products, services, and solutions for our clients in the speed up to 3 times faster than before. What means this exactly, and I will give you one example, is one of our clients is SAP. And for SAP, we are doing integrations between the new SAP platform, the BTP platform, to all the rest of the business application world. Means like applications like Shopify, Salesforce, ServiceNow, to mention some of those, where we're combining the SAP platform with those platforms for free exchange of data and for the usage of the systems in parallel in an integrated way. And the building of these connectors earlier days was taking like 2 months per connector of a team of 4 or 5 people. You can imagine that this one will be a work for a week of 2 people in the future. And this is for sure enormous efficiency if you are able to manage this compared to everything what happens now. This means not to start terminating people, but this means that with the same people over the years, in the next coming years, especially in particular areas, we can be 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, even 5 times faster by creating solutions for the clients. This is a little bit combination between R&D, the efficiency, and the tools that we are going to use. The second area I'd like to spend some time and area for development of the company looking forward is everything related to managed services. Everything related to DevOps activities means to operate systems for our clients. This means we are not only going to build and design systems for our clients, hopefully in much faster and efficient way, but we are providing a real good, profound end-to-end offering. And for you as investor, you have to know that this is a highly recurring business. Means this managed service business is almost 100% recurring. If you're getting in a relation with the client, then you're staying in this relation as long as the software or the application and everything exists. Means throughout the entire life cycle. And if you're a good partner with a good industry knowledge for your client, then the next application will be done again by you, and then you're staying with your client forever. This is one of the focus areas with us. WISR and the partner network of WISR can provide those services not only for the applications, but also for cybersecurity solutions, but also for infrastructure and cloud services solutions, and last but not least, for workplace solutions. As you can imagine, the old world, where there was a lot of labor arbitrage, there was a competition for outsourcing, and there was like 3 or 4 dominant markets in the world. The one was the Indian world, or the Asian market. The other one was Latin America. The third one was Eastern Europe. And the 4th one was Russia, Ukraine, and White Russia. There was 4 markets in the world which was fighting to each other on this labor arbitrage piece. This development changed in the last 10 to 15 years to having 3 types of countries and 3 types of markets. You have high-cost countries. These are usually our clients and the clients of WISR coming from the Germanic-speaking market, the US market, and also from Middle East, where the most predominant group of our clients is. Then we have the lower cost markets, where Bulgaria is counting already to this one, which includes Argentina, Chile, Poland, Hungary, Czech Republic, Bulgaria, Romania, our markets. And we have the low-cost markets. India is somewhere in between, because for some specializations, it's already lower cost, for someone it's low cost. It depends what we're talking about. But then you have markets like Philippines or Egypt or those type of markets, or Malaysia and some others, which are kind of the low-cost markets in our industry. And we have to be the balance between the high cost and the low cost. This is different in terms of rates and so on and so forth. This means AI is giving us the opportunity, and especially WISR, to provide value to the customers, being not a low cost and labor arbitrage market, but being somebody with profound knowledge on specific industries with specific using AI to provide the service. I mean, I can talk for hours about this because this is really the passion. But talking efficiency and coming back to that, this means for us that we have to adapt the processes, the process framework, the people framework, the recruitment, and the delivery models to follow what I just spoke about. This is also, and maybe this is the last sentence. I really can talk a lot of this, and the last sentence of that is talking M&A and talking moving forward unorganically and growing the company unorganically. We have to find really very nice companies in the Western world, which are very close to the clients and being recognized as subject matter experts in particular areas. And then together with them, we have to create the value for increase the competitive advantage of the solutions which are coming, which are based on AI. That's in short.
Ivaylo, thank you very much. I think you have covered immediately my two next questions, at least partially. One is about your competitive advantage, and the second is about the recent events in the AI sector and tech companies, which we see in the United States happening. The question was whether you see AI as a challenge or as an opportunity. I think you have answered. I suppose you will be stepping firmly on your collected experience and your databases and your customer service experiences, as well as your developments, to integrate the best of AI solutions and opportunities into your future development, if I understand correctly.
Exactly.
What you explained. So these two questions are covered. And then I have the two next questions, which we as shareholders, my name is Alexander, by the way. Thank you for
Alexander, I see you.
For paying attention. For us as shareholders to understand if we are okay to increase our exposition in your shares, etc. To check two questions. First and most important, what will be your dividend distribution policy in future, if you are going to be more oriented to the dividend distribution? And the second and last from my part is, what are your biggest planned expenses articles for the coming period? As you know, the higher expenses on AI developments has been rumored and not very much welcome recently in the state tech companies. So the dividend policy and the largest expenses exposures for yourself in the coming. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for the question. Maybe I will switch to Kosta about the dividend politics, and then I will talk about the expenses by myself.
So the dividend policy, and this is a board discussion that we've had over the past quarters, will continue to be a growth story. So the focus for WISR is to continue to grow, both organically and inorganically. So the majority of the profit generated will be reinvested in growth, including inorganic growth. That said, once we get to a certain level of margins, we do envision that up to 20% of the profits will be distributed as dividends. It's not a firm policy, but this is kind of the discussion that we're having within the board. But first, we need to get to a certain levels of profit margins.
Maybe I can step, Kosta, in on that what you said, and to explain a little bit about the investments in the previous year. Very important to be said, Alexander, is that 85% of our developers are using AI tools in their daily work. Means this was a huge investment to train and to professionalize the entire company by the usage of those tools and performing based on the knowledge that they generated. That's the first investment we made. The second investment, and here we're careful with investment, honestly speaking, based on my life, being in this services solution business, you don't have to overinvest in anything. But the second investment is the reuse of 3 or 4 quite significant projects, especially coming from Middle East, which we won 25, we was able to perform. And these are tools which are these are projects based on our AI factory. We made a very big investor navigator and procurement navigator for the sheikhs in the Middle East. We were supporting them through AI and all kinds of investment decisions. And now we like to distribute this knowledge to Western Europe and to US. is we do have already the working solution, and we like to provide a lot of investments in market and go-to-market the reusable solutions which we created. Because these are the things that you can multiply, you can scale on that, and you have to find the list of clients that you can propose to them, those type of things. The second type of articles that we have to be invested is something that Kosta mentioned before. We're looking for 2 or 3 targets, at least 1 in the Western world and 2, 3 potentially to add our knowledge and competence in the rest of the world, where in some we're in early phase, in some we have already discussions on the board and so on and so forth. When these things, in German we say "Spruchreif," when these things can be talked about, we can talk about, and it will come for you. And this will be also Kosta coming in one of our next calls, and we'll explain a little bit more details about our activities there. Kosta, when I'm saying something wrong, I'm not very experienced with investor, but I prefer to be relatively transparent and not to do it in the other way. And the third thing is, for sure, we have to invest significantly in this managed service approach, because this is giving long-term the margin we need in order to pay dividends and to have fun with you as investors on board, being as self-investors in the company. Because we need something which is recurring. The recurring revenues are giving a different margin, different valuation, and this is something that over the next 3 years we have to increase enormously.
Thank you.
Ivaylo,
Next question.
Kosta, thank you very much, gentlemen. And just from my part to finish my part, thank you very much for calling in this meeting. It's very useful and it's very nice to meet you in person and to have information from first hand. Thank you, gentlemen. That is all from my part. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Welcome.
Thank you. Next was you.
Hello, thank you. My first question is, with the change of the board of the directors, does this mean that we are acquiring a German company that is listed on the German stock exchange?
There's actually no change in the board of directors. So the board of directors is the same kind of structure. We're changing the executive roles within the existing board members. This is not a preparation for a specific transaction.
Okay, thank you so much, Kosta. And my next question is, when we should expect news regarding the dual listing?
We do have quite some work to do on this path to operational excellence before we feel we are ready as a story and as a fundament to take this step. So give us a few quarters.
Can I say something on this? It's a little bit, I mean, it's not funny, but funny. But we do have someone who is going for dual listing, which is doing, let's say, similar job on similar market, and this is Stirma, and they're going to do this at the 24th of February. And for us as investors, maybe it's good to have a look also how this performs and how this evolves, because sometimes it's better to get the pluses and minuses and the pros and cons of something like this.
We have one question in the chat, one more from Belizar. Kosta, did you attend the board meeting on the 2nd of February? Did you vote for regarding your departure as CEO?
Yes, I attended the meeting, and yes, I voted for the transition of the leadership.
Yes, thank you, Kosta. And we have a few similar questions. You already answered, but people want to know about any acquisitions and our long-term strategy plans for acquisitions.
So we'll talk a little bit more about that on the earnings call. There is nothing specifically that we are ready to reveal now. We are having some conversations. There is no change in the strategy when it comes to M&A. So we continue to see WISR as one company, one brand, one team. So whatever acquisitions we do over time, we'll fully integrate them into the WISR framework. We envision, again, WISR as one company, not as a bunch of fragmented companies. And this was actually a huge effort over the past year, was the integration of everything that we did in 23 and 24 in terms of acquisitions. We feel we are ready now to take the next step. So in 25, we didn't do any new acquisitions. The reason was that we needed some time to assimilate all of the companies and build this kind of joint WISR foundation framework, something that now Ivo and Torsten will work to get to the next level. But we feel that we are ready now to restart M&A activities, and we are aiming to do 1, maximum 2 transactions this year.
Thank you, Kosta.
Hello, guys. I have 2 questions. So first one will be on the new office in India. Could you please provide an update? How is this developing?
Yes, so I can take this one. We have a framework agreement in place with a partner, with which we are sending up the operations in India. We are currently in the process of, so we have all the legal framework in place. We're in the process of doing interviews with for specific hires.
Okay.
And by the way, Torsten has a lot of experience. He kind of established the operations for Desu in India and has plenty of experience, and is helping us a lot with kind of relationships and the approach to the market and all of that. Maybe Torsten, if you want to add something to the opportunity there.
Yeah, sure. So the opportunity is, so beside what you were saying, so it's about, so how do we make our work way more profitable and deliver to the par? So it says one is the cost aspect as one, but at the same time, we are facing the demographic challenge in Europe, all across Europe anyway. So in India, is some kind of a huge resource pool for the best talented guys. So the probability of finding these ones required to get to more, let's call it delinearized business. So where we are not being paid per hour, but per output that we deliver at a lower cost. So I think that's the right step. So the network that I have in India has been established since I worked with Cognizant in 2013. So it's like a large family. So we are planning to, and the approach is not to do something like now we, as a Bulgarian company, we outsource towards India and replace talent from here by Indian talent, but work as a global, or establish a global operating model. So like one WISR team, no matter where people reside. So hybrid work, virtual work, it's well established all across. So we will not deliver everything from everywhere, but focus on these hot topics, as Ivo was mentioning. So the AI space, our solution development, and this is what we do, or we did this to better scale and have the potential in place.
Thank you for the question. Yeah, I was about to ask whether it is safe to assume margin improvement from this. So I believe that was already covered. And my second question will be regarding the automobile and defense vertical. What I'm particularly interested is whether do you see any potential or chance for further acceleration of defense projects for WISR in the upcoming months and quarters, considering with the speed with which defense budgets are developing in Europe. And also, last December, there was an announcement by Leonardo that they're starting developing this new dome project for cybersecurity, I believe. So considering that you're already partnering with them under different projects, do you see any chance for WISR to gain something in that particular project?
I will answer to a number of those projects, a number of things related to this area. First of all, we have the SAFE initiative, where there will be multiple billions spent on different activities around defense in the next number of years in Europe. Following this, and also being partner already with Leonardo, with plenty of NATO-related companies which are creating software, being in number of consortium. Kosta can elaborate on this longer, but I think I will just mention it out like this. And talking also with the German part of this and companies like Rheinmetall, Rodi and Schwarz and others, we are definitely in the game of creating further opportunities for us as a company in the defense space and to participate in this initiative. Furthermore, I am also in the board of the German-Bulgarian Chamber of Commerce together with Dimitri, one of the members of the board of WISR, and also the guy who is running the automotive aerospace and defense division of the company. And Mitko took the role of heading the defense committee on the German-Bulgarian Chamber of Commerce and heading the talks, the discussions with the potential investors, people interested in Bulgaria, and so on and so forth. Torsten, coming from the board of Adesso, a company which is also very much involved in such projects in the public sector of Germany, is creating for us the bridges to the teams of Adesso, which are also deeply involved in defense stuff. And looking on the pipeline, we do have a number of opportunities in the pipeline already that we are working concretely on. I cannot go in further details, I presume, but in significant volume, where we hope in 26 and especially in 27 to close a number of significant projects related to that area. Talking that, there are two areas which are affected by this: traditional defense and digital defense. Everything what is related to preventing things in the digital world, or creating systems which are helping companies to prevent and to defend themselves. And also traditionally means all the projects which are related to the systems of organizations like NATO and the countries involved, to create solutions for them to manage the right way the data, to manage the right way everything related to securing the defense operations centers and everything related to that in our geographies and in our partner countries. And furthermore, for sure, we have very open eyes on all the European initiatives for defense, and we will come up within the next months with definitely more information on that, and we will invite, if you guys are interested in a certain amount of time, Dimitri, who is driving this, to spend some time with you and to explain what we're doing in that area. Does this make sense, Joe?
Yes, thank you very much. That was comprehensive, and I appreciate it. So yeah, we'll be waiting to hear more from you, I believe, in the coming months. Hope that develops nicely for you.
Thank you. Since there are no further questions, we will now conclude the day's call. Thank you once again for joining today. If you have any follow-ups, please reach out to the IR team. Have a nice day.